serve your audience. I'm coming home about the war in Iraq. So let's first talk about what you did well, and we'll talk about some improvements. So first thing was obviously a very good topic. I think a lot of people in this room care about our military and the war in Iraq. I think we've heard about a lot of people speak about it in different contexts. Obviously, it's a timely speech because it just ended less than a month ago. So that was a good topic, a good choice to build a speech on. And you also, you did a good job executing. When you spoke about Kevin, you talked about his uniform, I guess. He'll be strong as he was. You clench your fist, and you could really tell this guy's strong. I mean, if you would have been like, he's strong, that wouldn't have met. It wouldn't have made sense. And then it was also good, I like the takeaway sheet that you passed out to everybody. It might not have been good necessarily in giving the speech per se, but I think it's useful to wrap up the speaking. It just ties everything together, because if people leave with something, they're going to have an idea of what to do next, basically. So improvements. I think what you could improve is the actual writing of the speech. You talked about you wanted to have something just very emotional, and everybody's gonna be crying and everything like that. And I think you should have tried to go there. And one way you could have gone there is by telling us a story, finding a story online, or not online, but Kevin, maybe dig deeper into Kevin's story, or maybe even find somebody online. I mean, there's, like you said, there's so many veterans that have gone through this process and the devastation that they face. And I think if you would have found something that was just very emotional, that would have brought us into it to begin with, and then it would actually inspire us to help them out. Because I think what a lot of your speech was it was almost like a history lesson. It was just kind of informational, and here's point by point instead of emotionally inspiring. Because a lot of here it says use quote stories and anecdotes throughout the speech, and I think you did that, but I think it was almost kind of forced. I think you pulled up the statistics on the number of deaths, both U.S. and Iraqi, and that was just you did that just because you felt like you had to, and it didn't go to the inspirational part of the speech. So I think you should have used the story, just continue to build on the story throughout the speech, and kind of how does this audience want to help this person out individually? Because if you use 1 million people, or however many people it was, it's such a large group that we can't connect. But if it's an individual level, that's easier to connect. And also you kept talking about, a few times you talked about the speech itself. You're like, I'm going to speak about this, and I think Peter mentioned that in some speeches. I think that's good to tell what you're going to speak about and then actually speak about it. But in this situation, I think it would have been better to just tell the story and then inspire with the story without necessarily saying that you're inspiring. So I think those are the improvements you should make.